I have my coffee, and we are recording.
Ah,
Yes.
That may be
It's
news
been a
to some of
while.
you. That may be news to some of you that I'm drinking coffee right now. If you're new here, hi.
Oh wow.
those
Thank
famous
you
8
for
words.
that
Will.
warm
I just feel like we've
introduction.
never acknowledged any of our first-time listeners, and I just wanted to just give them a quick shout-out.
Well,
If you're
this
new
is
here,
it.
hi.
This is the one that changes everything. This is it.
Nick, can you turn up your gain just a little bit? It's a little
Me?
hard to hear.
Yeah. Anything for you, man. Just let me know when you're ready
Thanks,
for the
dog.
check. All right.
You
Great.
sound better already.
Yeah, I know I do. It's because I'm
Awesome.
speaking. Because I'm
We
talking
had-
on
we
my
had a
voice. I'm speaking on
We
my
had a
voice.
surprising amount of tech issues today, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hash was afraid he blew out his microphone earlier.
Yeah. That's what she said.
That's not a euphemism.
No, not on this podcast, never.
And Brendan took
Not a
care of his
single
gain
time.
earlier, so we don't have
Yeah,
to worry
I
about that.
took care of the gain before we started recording. so-
Exactly. Exactly. And that's
Oh,
not a
wow.
euphemism.
Aha.
No.
Thanks for the shout out, Nick.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway,
Anyway, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Nick.
I'm Brendan, and we are
When we are stuck in
Stuck
our
in our
heads.
in our heads
Still.
collectively.
Nice.
Still.
Collectively.
Actually, Nick sent a pretty cryptic text earlier where he said, "What do you say, Nick? That your mind is full of clarity and you're no longer stuck in your
I
head?"
think I said something among the. I've reached psychological clarity and I am no longer stuck
There
in my
we
head.
go.
I'm just here
Yeah.
for.
Psychological
I'm just here for
clarity.
moral support for you two.
Psychological clarity
I
sounds.
feel like that's always has been true. Like you're just trying to help us through all of our
I'm
problems.
just here for you guys. Yeah.
Thank you. So
I'm too afraid to
Hash,
ask for
if
help,
he's-
so I help others. That's
If he's physically clear, should we fire him? Does that mean
Psychologically?
he's had his. What did I
you
say?
mean
you
psychologically?
said physically.
What did I say?
You said physically.
Ah,
That's another P
remember
word.
how I said psychologically? I do. I remember it.
Yeah.
Should we fire you, Nick? Is that what that means?
Yeah,
you
I
can.
I think he's gone. I mean, we won't have a Zoom meeting then, so I guess we have
Exactly.
to keep him just
So
for that.
hold
Can
on
you-
to me
can
for
you
no
still
other
edit the
reason than to
podcast
host a
even if we
Zoom
fired
meeting.
you?
I'll start the Zoom meeting and just like go about my day and do, like, hit record and just go about my day and do random things. and then
Could
just
you
wait for
bring us
guys to
with
leave.
you? Like, I would
We
love
can-
if Jonathan and I were podcasting and you were just like vacuuming but holding the phone. I think that'd be really funny.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be awesome. And maybe you guys can have
with,
me on
with
as a
the
guest.
sound on though, with the sound just for the entire podcast. That would be
Yeah,
great.
so Jonathan and I have to
Yeah.
scream at each other.
Good luck
Which
editing
is not
that.
which
assholes.
that's not that far from normal. So
I completely would agree with that.
Pretty sure every episode entails 2 out of the 3
Someone
of us yelling at each
screaming
other.
at someone. Yeah.
at some point, some
Yeah.
point.
Anyway, Brendan, what are you stuck in your head about?
Oh yeah, boys.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
stuck in my
that.
head bad. I'm stuck in my head bad. And we've like hinted at this topic earlier, in the podcast series. But today I was just kind of looking over my notes and I was trying to like make a plan for myself. And Hash, and you didn't say this on the podcast, so this is news to other people. But Hash recently has found a purposeful goal for himself, and I'll let him elaborate if he wants to. Where it's kind of put his life, it's made him start feeling generally more positive about the things that he's got going on. And I'm sort of in an opposite boat, as I'm still like clarifying and crafting exactly what I think my goals are, and this being the podcast that it is, the goals that I have are acting related. And so this process today sort of sent me in this like tug in my head about how we've been in COVID for a year. Auditions stopped a year ago. Things have started to open up, actually probably before 2020 ended, things were starting to slowly open up in the theater world, not on Broadway, obviously, but just like other opportunities open up.
Slowly but surely.
Yes. And I think all 3 of us are vaccinated now, right? Is that true? Yes,
Woo, woo.
all three of us are vaccinated, which is great.
We're,
So-
we're essential workers doing this podcast, so that's why we
Yes.
got vaccinated.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're in the front of the line.
government.
Your
called
grandma
us,
is still
said-
waiting.
Yeah.
We're at the front of the line. Look,
Government called us,
called
said, "You
me.
got- This is essential, boys. We
This
need
is-
you in this great time of need."
exactly.
So yeah. So but vaccinations are coming out. What should I have been doing this whole time? Like, as an actor, as a performer of any kind, if we were to look at the scope of COVID and what little opportunities it brought for many young actors like us, or actors of all ages, really, unprecedented amount of challenges, but also an unprecedented amount of time off. And there's a TikToker that I'm a fan of named Nicholas Podney, I think, and he sort of, when COVID started, made this really like dramatic TikTok series where he plays all the characters, and it's like really high quality, and he also made all the music for it. Like, a very talented dude. He was like, to my knowledge anyway, sort of undiscovered. No one really knew what he was about type person before he made those TikToks. And now he's going to star in the, not star, but he's going to play a significant role in the Powderpuff Girls live movie or show or whatever that is, right?
There's a Powerpuff Girls live action?
There is, yes. And it stars
Oh,
Chloe Bennett from
God.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., actually. We talked
Really?
about that last episode, yes.
Did we
Um,
actually?
We talked about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last episode.
Oh, we talked about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., just not about
Yes.
the Powerpuff Girls. Okay.
No, we did not talk
I
about
actually
Power.
started watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. since then.
Good. Shout out to you. But guy like him does that, and it's already paying in rewards. And I'm not saying that all actors should have made their completely own highly, high quality project like he did. But if I am a performer or actor who one of his goals is setting himself up really nicely for when we come out of this COVID shit, what should I have been working on this whole time?
I think the first thing that I'll say, and feel free to tell me to shut up and answer anyway, is I think that question is moot, because what I should have been doing this whole time will only get you depressed. Because what should have I been doing will always lead to I should have done more. And that is always, in my experience at least, a terrible place to be at. So if you want, I can answer with like, oh, I think that would have been nice, but I think it'll even depress me just talking about it. You know what I mean? Because I clearly didn't do what I quote unquote should have. Like, that should have is just a phrase that should be just
rephrase the
knocked out of the lexicon.
Let me rephrase the question then, because I'm already at a place where I feel like I didn't do enough. But unless I'm Nicholas Podney, I think no matter what I would have done, I would have said I'm not
exactly
for the record.
Exactly.
Right. So I'm not.
Which is
I'm
stupid, and it's not the right way to think, but it is what happens. Yes.
But I'm not asking that question as like as some depressing passing thought that I had. I literally, like, in a sort of fantastical sense, in my head I go, if I could have done this again or started over in this process, there are definitely some things that I'm proud of that I did during this time that I would repeat. But there's also so many other things I could have done. And I also think there's some debate with the type of things we could have done. And so that's sort of what I'm interested in, is our perspectives on, like, if it was our dream scenario and COVID went, this is a really horrible thing to say, but if COVID went perfectly for us,
jeez,
what does that look like in terms of your performance goals?
I mean,
go ahead.
In my experience, the things that I said I was going to do when I figured I had all this free time, the things I said I was going to do were not the things that I ended up doing. But I mean, look, you could say that for any experience. It's like,
Exactly.
I'm going to go and do this. And then I ended up not doing it. Like, I wanted to read a bunch of plays. I didn't read any of them. Like, I can already anticipate when we're back in New York and we're auditioning, there's going to be some question, or like every audition, after you do your monologue or you sing your 32 bars, someone in the room is going to be like, Nick, what'd you do during COVID? Like, what'd you end up doing to like boost your artistic career? And my answer is going to be, I took a step back and recharged my batteries because that's what I needed. And
I
they
think that
can't invalidate that because everyone needed different things. And like, yeah, I wanted to read a bunch of plays and that didn't end up happening. I ended up teaching myself how to, finger pick on the guitar, which is not reading a play and it's not automatically dramatically appropriate or applicable, but it's something that I wanted to do. It was my project for myself, and that's what I did. So, I mean, if they're going to be like, oh, he just like played video games and slept and recharged his batteries and became a human being for a year, ugh, don't want to work with him. It's like, well, then I don't want to work with you. So don't judge me so these people who are trying to like find validation in like, oh, well, I did this and that person didn't do anything, or that person didn't use their time wisely. It's like, why? First of all, why do you care? Second of all, why? It doesn't matter. That person did exactly what they wanted to do, exactly what they needed at that point in time for that long, and you did what you needed to do for that much time. So just leave it alone. Everyone did what made them feel comfortable and got them through it. And that if that's the closure that you need, that you're like, well, I didn't read any plays, I didn't do any monologues, I'm not a TikTok star. So what?
Here's the thing, though. I think that a lot of people. I mean, look, even back to college. This isn't directly related to COVID, but at any point of time, a lot of people in our industry are always saying, "I should do more. I should have done more. I am not doing enough." Right? That's something that always happens. And so if I had to go back and think about this time that I had is be more okay with the nothing, with the recharging, with the break. Be more okay with it. But that's not something that's only related to COVID. That's something related to life. When you always, when you look back at something that you've done, you can always find things that you could have done differently. You could have done more. Hindsight, you'll always be able to find that. The question is, in the moment, how can you be more okay with where you are? Because Nick, ideally, people would really do is the most right for them in the moment. But a lot of people, even if it is the right thing to do for them, don't think that it is actually the right thing in the moment, me included. I beat myself up so hard for this past year of fog and nothingness and just standing still. I beat myself so hard about that. And so if going back, I would say beat yourself up less. Be more okay with the nothingness, or to what you were saying, realize that whatever is happening right now is where you are, and you can try to fight your way out of it, and sometimes that works. And I'm not discouraging people from motivation, but I'm saying if you can't find the motivation, that's okay. Like, breathe. That's fine. You'll find it eventually. It'll be there. You know what I mean? So I think that's my that's why this question is so hard for me, because it's not necessarily related to COVID. It's not necessarily related to it's just related to life.
But yeah, and going off of that, it's, I think too, because of what we do and what we went to school for, that we've been on for the 4 years that we were in college, or some of us 5 years, and then the year after we graduated, it's just go, 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 go. And so in March last year, when we get home and everything comes to a screeching halt, like we're cruising at 70, and all of a sudden you hit a toll road and you're just like, you hit a toll booth and you're like done. You're at zero. I mean, now what? Right? So I think it's the shock of going for, like, we're just constantly going to nothing. Like, I'm working at school. Spring break even was a hard time for me to go and enjoy myself because I was afraid that I was going to get an email from someone or a student or something. Because like I can't, like once I'm on, I can't. It's so hard for me to turn off.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue for a lot of us as performers, as artists, people who are constantly working and auditioning and who are going, that when you get a moment to just relax, when you get an extended period of time to just relax and not have to worry about it and not have to go, it's like this, oh, I should be doing something. I should be doing something. I should be doing something that isn't that's a little bit busy. I should be completely busy. And you shouldn't be. You are the perfect amount of busy as most people are. If anything, it opens up my perspective on like, wow, this is how busy people are compared to us who never shut off. We're constantly going. And there's some people like, oh, I'm so busy. I have to take like 3 phone calls and answer an email. So busy. It's like, shut up. Like I had to get up. I had to get on a train, go to an audition, stand in line, go to another audition, do this, and go to work, and get on a train and go home, and get groceries and make myself food. That's busy.
Yeah. And I remember there was a talk in college that we had. I don't remember who gave this talk, but they were talking about procrastination and time management. And what they were saying is that if you are able to find this life balance for yourself and time your day in a way that you're like feeling productive about the way you lived or about the way you went about your day, when that time hits, that's like that slot for relaxation, because you put that in there. They told us, imagine what it's like to watch TV or play video games without feeling guilty for a second. And I was like, I don't think I've had that in fucking years. What does that mean? Playing a video game without in the back of my mind saying like, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing something else, hasn't happened in years. And I think, for the first time, I haven't had that in ever. But then the first time that happened was when I was doing something throughout my day, and I felt really good about what I've accomplished today. Like I had good ideas, and I did that. Then I sat at the end of the day, and I was like, oh wow, that's what she was talking about. Like, this is what it is. I feel good about where I've been today, and that's about it. And I think the way to achieve that, I haven't had that since, and that was like like a month ago. So it's not something that is a regular occurrence yet in my life. But I think that that the way to achieve that is mindfulness, right? And being able to accept the position where you are as the position where you are, and not equate it to the position where you think you should be, right? And sure. that goes back to what we were saying before. What I was saying before is it's not really about what I should have done during this time. It's about understanding that what I did is what I should have done. They're equivalent. It's exactly the same thing.
I completely agree with everything that was just said by both of you. I'm not trying to frame this like negatively. I right. hope I'm not being insensitive. I'm really speaking hypothetically and fantastically a little bit. I'm not like trying to make us sad with the definition of what we should have done versus what we did. Like, I'm truly like, take your wildest imagination, right? Say we didn't need to recharge. Say we are in that place of mindfulness and relaxation. Like, say all of those things are true, right? Fantastically speaking, what will we have done, right? I
don't know. That thought makes me sad. That thought makes me like, oh, damn it.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it then. I just thought
no. We can talk about it, but it's just like, it's interesting that's the first because it shouldn't. I don't think it should, but I think the first thing I think about was like the first thing that I think about when you say that is, wow, I should have set these goals before. Like, I should have got into COVID and I should have set those goals before, because then maybe I could have achieved them. That sucks.
Yes, I
'Cause I-
know, because
ob-
it's
'cause
not
obviously
really
I
what I'm
couldn't.
trying to ask.
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I'm just saying that's what. Yeah. So you guys talk about it. I'll be quiet.
And I'll be honest. I'll be honest with both of you. I've spent probably the last, I don't know, how old am I? 25 and a half years busting my ass trying to find some level of clarity and been like, I'm okay with what I did. I have no qualms. I wouldn't have done anything differently. I did exactly what I wanted to achieve. And I've searched for that for 25 and a half years. I have searched for that feeling, and I don't think it's ever coming. Because hindsight's always 2020. You're always going to look back and go, "Oh, I could have done that differently." Like it could have gone perfectly and you still would have gone like imagine walking into an audition where you know that you booked the job and you would have been like, yeah, I wish I'd used that verb. I wish I'd verbed that a little bit differently. Like you would still go back and be like, "Oh, well, that could have been better." Yeah,
I don't
because of
think so.
course
I
it
think
could have been
doesn't
better.
have to be. It doesn't
But
have
yeah,
to be.
but
Though.
it's about finding the satisfaction and being like, well, I mean, you find peace in that it went how it was supposed to go, like what you were saying.
But
Hash.
imagine you didn't have to look. Imagine not even thinking about what it like. Imagine not even looking back.
Yeah, but
That's
we're
the
actors.
place.
We're actors. We're insecure.
But
So
but I
like
think, but I
that's
don't think that's. But I don't think that's a necessity. I think there is a place where
It's definitely not.
I don't know exactly what to call it, right? But I think there is a place where eventually somehow we'll be able to do something and not immediately look back and say, "Oh, what could have gone better." You know, I think maybe that there is a place where that exists because the second you look, you'll definitely have hindsight 2020. Of course, I think maybe the trick is maybe not to look at all, because what do you gain from that? What do you gain from looking?
when you have something to when you feel like you have something to
reflection?
improve upon moving forward. I think is why you look back. It's like why athletes go back and they look at film from previous games. It's like, okay, well, that sucked. What can I do better next time? When there's no
but
next
there's a
time,
difference-
when I'm
but there's-
retired.
But there's a difference. But there's a difference between looking at something academically, looking back at a videotape of you doing an audition and thinking, that part I can work on. That's different. I'm talking about the rumination that happens immediately after, when you're not looking at some film. You're just in your head about like, oh, this went terrible.
Yeah, that's the
top.
well, that's the toxicity of. I mean, we're our own worst critic. We're our worst enemy in that sense. And no matter what, and again, 25 and a half years, no matter what I've done, no matter how proud of the work I've been in the moment, I'll go back and go, that was so dumb. That was so bad.
See, but that's what I'm trying to say. Reflection and making things better for the next time, that has to happen.
Yeah.
Because we have to learn from our own mistakes. But there's a difference in looking at something, looking back at something academically and looking back at something in a judgmental way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, that's. I think the big thing that we deal with.
Why look back?
Because Nick has already said this, because we're insecure, right?
And that's why
the only way to get rid of those judgments is to absolve of your insecurities, and I don't know, is that fucking possible?
Tough. That's a big
unless
ask.
you're, I don't know, the
But-
Buddha.
but-
Like,
well,
holy shit.
I don't know. I don't think there's a simple answer here. I don't think it's insecurities, bold, like black. That's it.
No, that's it.
You know, I think
I'm right.
You're
As
right,
someone who has many insecurities, I'm confident that I'm right about that.
well, I don't think it's only that. I think it's that and other
Oh, of
things.
course.
And so the question is, okay, so the insecurities, I completely agree with you. We can't get rid of them completely. We can decrease them maybe, but we can't.
Keep them low.
Yeah, decrease them, keep them low. We can try that. But I think the other things, there are other things that contribute to that maybe we'll be able to decrease.
And I've said this for years now, that I want to go on so many auditions that I master the craft is the soon as I walk into that door, I black out. And when I come
that'd be
back
sick.
from that audition, I come to. I want to completely forget all the work that I did in the room. Just completely forget about it. Because every
Why is
time,
that?
because good or bad, I always go back and I ruminate on it. And I'm like, oh, I hope I get a callback. I hope I do this. I want to be able to just I want to be able to just
rumination
completely
rather than-
isolate my mind from that experience, so that if I do get a call back, it's hey, I did it. And if I don't ever hear back from them, it's like, well, I must have sucked, or like I wasn't what they were looking for. And that's it. That's the clarity. I don't want to have to go in and ruminate, because if the fresher the memory I have of it, it's like, oh, I should have done that differently. Why didn't I do that? And all this stuff. If I black out, I don't remember. I'm not saying like I drink heavily before I go to an audition. That's not what I'm saying. It's all
Not at all
it's
what
all
we
a
thought.
masterful. It's all mindful technique exercise is what I'm trying to do. Is just completely forget about it.
But I think the mindfulness and technique doesn't necessitate you completely blacking out of the room. What it does is it stops the rumination. It leaves the memory, but stops the rumination. Like, why do you have to get rid of the memory? Why not get rid of the rumination?
Well, that's all. That also has to do with self-love and respecting yourself and the work that you do, which is.
Yeah, and I hate me. I'm kidding. I don't.
And again,
We're having a serious conversation here, Brendan. Shut the fuck
no,
up. For
no,
a
but
second so
I
we
mean,
can
to
talk.
a certain degree, Hash. It's. I mean, we're insecure no matter what we do. We'll never. I've said it before. We're insecure no matter what we do. We'll never be good enough, especially to ourselves. That we're constantly trying to build our. We're belittling ourselves. We're constantly belittling our work. For better, for worse, mostly for worse. That and until we find this level of validation, then like self-validation, then we're gonna go back and ruminate. That's just what it is.
Okay, so now we're talking about how do we solve this self-validation or insecurities, and that's a topic for another book that we'll write eventually. But I think I completely agree with you that part needs to be solved, and hypothetically, if that's solved, I don't think you'll black out of the room. I think what will happen is that you just won't ruminate. But I mean, who knows? Maybe you're right. I don't know. Anyway, so does that answer your question?
No, not even a little. Not even the tiniest bit.
I meant any questions about the final?
Okay, Brendan, I wish I could have become an astronaut and like started training with NASA. Okay.
See,
not true.
Brendan. Now
That's
I'm
not
thinking
true.
about what
These
I
are the
could have
answers
done
I'm
to
looking
answer your
for,
question
but I know
better.
that's not
So
true.
now I'm beating myself up. Now that's
Wait,
what's
what'd you say,
happening.
Nick? Say that one more time.
I said now that that's not what you were looking for. I'm looking back and I'm ruminating. I'm going, I should have answered his question better. I'm beating myself up. I wasn't good enough. I'm a terrible friend. I'm a terrible podcaster, and nothing good will ever come of me and all the work that I do. I may as well just quit.
Sunrise, sunset.
Exactly.
Sunrise, sunset.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah, I wish I would have studied to become an astronaut and work.
You're
at it really hard.
lying. You're lying to me right
You're
now.
lying, Chino.
This is the best answer we've gotten so far, and you're still not answering the question.
Okay, here we go. Read a bunch of plays. Like Nick gave me the idea in one of our first podcasts that we
Gave
had.
me the idea
here.
too.
Yeah, so I definitely am stealing that idea from Nick. Listen to all the I have a list of shows, the musicals and plays that people have told me, oh, you'd be really good for that. Every time someone tells me that, I write it down. And I've never looked at that list a single time in my life. So I have like a 50 item list of plays that I don't, or in shows that I don't know. So start working on learning that. And build a healthy, better routine for myself. Wake up at every time, at the same time every day. Eat the same amount. Blah blah blah. Like have my whole day planned out like that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I love
Good.
that answer. Love that answer.
I think that answer sucks. I hate this
well,
question. Go
well,
ahead.
See, I've been like at odds here this whole time because I have a follow up to that question.
Okay. What
But
stopped you from doing that?
But I wanted us to talk about it first. But guys, like, don't feel forced to talk about this. We've actually spent a really nice amount of time about this topic that I'm happy with the attention we've given it to. But if it's making us
honestly,
sad,
I think no. I mean, it's just like I personally don't like looking back and thinking about that. But I think there is room for it. So
I think it's
and
interesting just
that,
because, like, I don't know that I really expected us to get sad about it, because when I had the thought today, it wasn't a sad thought to me. It was actually like a somewhat, uh, it was giving me interesting perspective on my time during COVID, which I don't regret. I'm not a like I completely the first. It was one of the first things we talked about. I'm I know that I handled COVID the best way that I knew how, given the all the circumstances and everything that surrounded, um, uh, like different familial difficulties and everything. Like, I did okay, I did good. I did fine. I didn't fail COVID at all. That's not my perspective on it at all. And it was just sort of interesting because I looked back and I was like, okay, I remember having certain ideas throughout that I meant to follow up on. And I think if that's my biggest regret about COVID, it's not that I didn't ever find like a good routine that worked for me. I didn't finish any of the plays I brought up, a couple months ago. Like, it's none of that. It's really just like I had some really cool fucking ideas in COVID, and these were ideas I could have at least started to build on, but I didn't. And the reason that I didn't is because I was hindered down by all the things that I thought I was supposed to do. There were things in COVID that I thought I was supposed to be doing as an actor, and while I did do them, I didn't do them as consistently as I wanted, so I did feel this sort of like guilt about it throughout my time. Um, Again, not something I regret, just like something that like I remember each day. I'd be like, oh, did I do that? No, I didn't do that. Damn. But I had some really really fucking cool ideas that I was like, oh, if I just get this camera, oh, if I just go, edit this a certain way, or go back and write this a certain way, and follow through on it. Um, I think I could have done some cool shit that like makes me excited. Not in a way of like, oh damn, I didn't do them, but just like, oh, I have these ideas on the table. You know what I mean? And so it's sort of like then I could go much more in depth, but I'm gonna choose not to, at least not right now. But like then it would have it like started to ideas. I was having ideas about the idea, how the ideas were going to expand, if I had just done steps 1, 2, and 3. It made me like kind of excited, and I don't know, like I guess the excitement came to like I can't wait to really expound on these things when I get to go outside more. Like just being able to go outside and see more people than I have been has obviously affected the brain a little bit, and I just have, I don't know, I'm just excited. It made me excited, and so I was like, oh man,
good.
that was cool. That was cool to think about. But
That's
it
great.
came from going back and looking at my time in COVID for a second.
And being able to
I
look
think
back on that and saying like, oh, I wish I could have done this. That doesn't mean that you can't do those things anymore.
That's another point.
And I think that's, if that makes any sense, that's like,
does.
oh, I was going to
No,
read all
of
these
course.
plays. Well, it's not like the door is closed and the plays are going to get burned and that's the last opportunity I'm ever going to get. Like, you still have the opportunity to
Fahrenheit
read those
451.
plays. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was going to read these plays during my time at home and I never did. But, I mean, you can start after we're done recording if you wanted to.
I'm not.
I mean, exactly. You
Yeah,
could.
but that's the thing,
Or
right?
not.
But I
But like, if you're at peace with that decision, then you're fine. Who cares?
But I think that's also that is also goes into that conversation, right? We have all these grandiose ideas about, oh, this would be really good for me. This would be really good for me. This would be really good for me. And in the end, all of those things don't get done. Like the number of things that I've thought about are like, ooh, this would be really good for me, and then in the end I don't do them and I end up fine. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like those ideas end up, not panning out, but that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if
Oh,
I actually had worked on any of them, I would have been fucking miserable. You know what I
maybe.
mean? Maybe, maybe not, but we never know, right? So
That's
I'm just,
really
you know,
that little
hypothetically.
journey you just took us on, Hash, about how you have the thought and then it doesn't end up getting done. Uh, the other part of that is you have the thought, you're proud of yourself for having the thought,
Yes,
and then
yes.
you walk away from it forever.
There's an Israeli comedian that talks about dieting not dieting, self control with food and stuff like that, and he talks about how he has this like a ton of pizza and all these like deep fried shit that he orders, and then he eats all of them, and there's one slice left, and he's like, you know what, I can't do this. I'm gonna leave this slice right now. I can't do it right now, and then he as he gets up, he's like, wow, I should start treating my body like a temple. Like, this is ridiculous. All these things, that's terrible for me. And then a minute goes by and he goes, wow, what a journey I've been on. Like, wow, I really changed myself. But you know what? You can't be too extreme. You can't take things to extreme. You have to gift yourself sometimes when you make a good thing. The last slice of the pizza. And then he goes and he eats the last slice of the pizza. So that's exactly how I agree. Oh God.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was what my question was.
That was it.
That's yeah. I don't know. It's interesting that it makes me so like it doesn't make me feel good at all. It's interesting that it doesn't.
That's okay.
I wonder why.
You know, I have a therapist I can recommend.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Invite them onto the podcast.
Invite them. Yeah.
Have them
Let's invite
listen.
a
Have them
therapist to
listen
the
for a couple of episodes, and they'll be like, "Okay, I have some thoughts on all of you."
Do you guys, Nick? I'm not talking to you, Brendan, for a second. Nick, do you remember the Friends episode where Monica is dating the psychologist?
Yes.
I'm really about this inclusivity here, guys. Love it.
Right. And that's the one where he analyzes all the other friends. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end, she breaks up with him, and he's like, well, yeah, I mean, clearly all this dynamic. He starts like completely psychoanalyzing their group dynamic and how it's super destructive and not good for them. And then by the end, they're like, God, I hate that guy.
Actually, Brendan, that may be an episode you like, because I think
Well, that sounds like
there's
that
some
scene,
nuance
the
and it's well
description of
written.
that scene made me
And what the psychologist does to
Well,
psychoanalyze.
don't tell him anymore because he won't watch it like Game of Thrones.
Well, I'm just gonna say that what he does to psychoanalyze some of the characters is something you may find some joy and peace in that, because things that you may not like about the characters are said to the characters. So it's like, wow, okay, they're self-aware that they know that they're writing these characters like this. Maybe I don't know.
Nah,
I will say it's
I like the idea.
I will say it's in the first season, so.
It is in the first season.
If anything, like, this will just get me excited about the idea that if I went and directed Friends, how even better, you know?
Jesus Christ.
How the potential that show had.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Just under different guidance.
Jesus Christ.
Go watch Game of Thrones, Dick. Go watch Game
Jesus
of Thrones.
Christ. Yeah, get it started, Brendan. I'll join you.
For anyone who doesn't know, Brendan and Nick don't watch Game of Thrones because it's too good.
No, it's because the fans are.
That's the
It's because
reason.
the fans are insufferable.
No,
Yeah.
it's because the
Not
show
our
is
fans.
so good that
Not our
people
fans,
overhype
the
it,
Game
No.
of Thrones
and
fans.
so they
It's
can't
the same
watch
reason.
it
It's the
because
same
of
reason
that.
why I don't watch Rick and Morty. I'm sure the show is great. It's the fans are.
Oh, Rick and
insufferable.
Morty's good. Wait,
I don't
Nick,
Oh,
Rick and
God.
Morty's
No,
a good
don't tell
fucking
him that.
time.
Don't tell him that, Brendan.
care.
No, Rick and
Ah.
Morty sucks, bro. Don't watch it. It's terrible.
true.
You would
Okay.
hate
It
it.
is-
Don't watch
It
it.
is so funny, but also so bad. Just a bad show.
I think it has one of the most. It's equivalent to South Park in my book. Like, it's so smart. It's so smart.
It is really smart.
He turns into a pickle, and it's the funniest thing.
Oh, that was such a.
Shut up! That's such a good episode.
Yeah, but you know how ridiculous that looks from an outsider's perspective?
Exactly. So don't be an outsider.
No, I'm going to continue to be an outsider and judge you. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
They sell a Rick and Morty like energy drink thing.
Oh, yeah?
At Spencer's in the mall. If you guys know, I assume we know what
Like
Spencer's is,
Spencer's, as in
Yes.
like the like Hot Topic, but it also has
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sex stuff in the back. Yeah.
right? Yeah, sex.
Yes.
Stuff. That's the one. So they sell sex stuff, and they also sell this
And
energy.
That
Rick
should
and
be their
Morty's
slogan.
fucking drink.
We sell sex stuff and pop culture things.
Spencer's.
We sell sex stuff.
And the Rick and Morty energy drink.
Exactly. And not in that order.
And they don't go well together.
They might.
Anyway,
Well, you wouldn't know.
the little journey we went on here was way funnier than the end of that point that I was about to make. But I was just gonna say,
Okay.
I was just gonna say that on the can of the energy drink, there's a big warning about how it's really dangerous for your heart, and you probably shouldn't drink.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh God. Oh,
Oh,
God.
speaking of being able to look back at things and be content, I found this on my bookshelf. Do you guys know what that is?
What is that? I can't hear.
You know what it is.
Argonautica. Yes.
Speaking of-
Show that all three of us were in. And
We were
I think that's the
okay.
first
Okay,
show that
stop.
all of
You
us
say
were
all
in.
three of us were in. Two of you were in, and I understudied.
yeah, but you were
That,
with
you're
me.
part
in
of the show.
You were with me in the understudy run that we did.
I remember
so
that.
I remember you quite well.
I remember that.
doing
And
that
that's
shit.
I think that during that show is the first time that we had discussed living together senior year.
Correct.
Maybe, I don't know. I remember that whole journey as one time.
I distinctly
Nick,
remember that.
there was I the only thing that I remember about that is there was one time when Nick was like, "Hey, do you want to live with us next year?" And he sent me a text, and I thought about my current living situation, and I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it."
No,
So-
I remember. There
Very
was,
easy
it was
decision
in the,
for me.
in the men's dressing room, and I think it was during the understudy run because I remember Nick getting ready for something, and we started discussing like, hey, that would be cool. Maybe we should live together next year.
Well, I remember that there was like, it was going to be the three of us, and well, we were thinking about bringing on a fourth person, but we didn't know who it was going to be, or like we had to also talk to, like, I don't know if Brendan, me, and Julio were talking about living together, but we also wanted to live, but the three of us had also talked about living together, and
Yes.
then I think Hash,
Part of it,
Julio, and
think
I had a
also was
conversation
that
about living together.
Julio- So part of it for me was that Julio and I had already decided we were living together.
That's what it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Senior
what
year.
it was.
Yes.
Yeah, that was already.
And then Nick joined, and I think I was the fourth person. I think I was the last person to join that crew.
Well, then it was going
If
to
I
be.
remember correctly.
And then because we were supposed to find, in my head, there was a house where there was like the middle unit was 3 bedrooms, and the top unit was a 1 bedroom. The bottom was a studio, and there was going to be like 5 of us living there, and it was going to be perfect. We were just going to rent out the whole house, and then that never happened. So we were scrambling to find a 4 bedroom. And Cameron, everyone remembers Cameron. Cameron was like, "Oh yeah, I was looking at this house, and my plans fell through. So why don't you take a look at this place?" And that's the place we ended up getting.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know that was a Cam recommendation.
Yeah, that was a Cam recommend. Cam
Thanks to
sent me.
Cam.
Yeah, shout out to Cam. That was entirely a Cam recommendation because I was looking at houses and I was like, God, I can't find anything. But there are no 4-bedroom units that within our price range at all. She's like, "Oh, take a look at this place," and it was
Well, that's awesome.
perfect. It's
That was a
absolutely
good
perfect.
place too.
I miss
really
that place.
I really enjoyed our place in college.
Yeah, I do too.
That was a
I
good
miss that
time.
place. I miss that place. You know what I was thinking about? This is the longest that I've gone prior to going to Penn State. Or since starting at Penn State, this is the longest I've gone not being on campus.
On any campus, you mean?
No, on Penn State's campus. That
Oh.
because the last time I was there, I was helping Laura move out in July? June. July. End of July. And
Yeah, can you get it right for us, please? Because this is like really definitely important.
no, it wasn't the end of July. I can't remember when it was. Summer was kind of weird. It was just a lot of like summer could have been 3 weeks and I would have been like,
I know,
yep,
right?
that's fair.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like
I
that's
remember
how
one
that's how
thing.
long ago it seemed like summer break was. Summer break?
Yeah.
Wow,
Summer
I'm
break.
That was quite the
Complete-
summer break.
I am completely losing my mind. But
Fall and winter.
that's the longest I've gone since being there. Like it's
Wow.
been almost a year, a whole year since I've been there.
Yeah.
I think it's been more than a year for me now. Oh, that's really sad.
Crazy.
Oh, it's been way more than a year for me. It's
Oh,
been.
jeez.
I haven't been there since I did
Since
Frog
summer.
and Toad
Yeah.
in yeah. Was that summer 2019?
Summer of
or
19,
2020?
yeah.
We
That
graduated.
was summer of
in
19. Yeah, had to be 19. Yeah, so that's what going on 2 years that I haven't been at Penn State.
Yeah,
Shout out to
jeez.
Hash. 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, Hash wins.
During for people who don't know, during the very last like the last part of the year, there's like a party that people throw for the seniors, and there's like little awards that people give out to
Jesus
certain
Christ.
seniors. And one of the awards is the fastest the person to what was it, Nick? The person to come back most often to Penn
Yeah.
State or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't even remember who got that award, but I know it wasn't me. So
I think it was
regardless.
David.
It
It's
might-
definitely
yeah.
David. It's absolutely David, that
Yeah.
guy.
What would you give me, Brendan? What
Pretty
award
sure it was
would you
I don't
give
know
me?
what. I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what
wish
the
I remember
awards
the pool, like the pool of awards. I don't remember.
Oh, I remember
I got-
mine
I got-
because it was bullshit.
Yeah, I got most likely to get lost in New York. Guys, I lived there for a while.
The streets are
before, like,
numbered.
what are you guys talking about?
How can you get lost in New York?
No one can. I mean, no, that's not true. People who
No,
don't
did
know
you-
New York
do you remember
can.
what
I
mine
know
was?
New York.
That's. Oh no.
I don't remember.
Mine
No.
was most likely to reply all on an email. In 3 years
That
at Penn
is-
State,
That is so
Not
wrong.
in
this
3
guy.
years
So-
at Penn State, how many
Not
times
this
did I
one.
reply all to an email?
It's not
Not
even
this
that.
guy.
You're like you're like so pedantic and careful about things that you do. Like you're organized. Like that would never happen
Exactly.
to you. That would happen to me. That would happen to me.
Hash,
Reply
what was
all
yours
that.
again?
I mean, I'm too scared of that.
Most likely.
Most likely to get lost in New York. Yeah. Which
Ah.
is, I don't know.
I would not have voted for either of those things, boys. So
No,
you should be proud of me.
Well,
no, absolutely not. Okay, what else is on my bookshelf that may be interesting to take a look
Well,
at?
we have. As much as I want to hear more about your books.
Okay, shut up. I just found this. That's it. We had to talk about this. A practical
yeah.
handbook for the
Oh,
actor.
Practical Handbook. You guys should
Handbook
read
for
that
the
one.
actor.
Yes, everyone should read that book. Okay, Brendan actually has something to
you
talk
guys
about
finish
other
it?
than a
I don't know
tour
if
of
I
my
finished it.
bookshelf.
I definitely finished it 3 years ago. I haven't touched it since.
Sorry, Wendell.
But it's
Alright.
still good. Yeah. So no, we got a little bit of a debate request from a listener. He's also a friend of ours. His name is Jacob Tarkanish.
Ooh.
And I'm looking it up. Jacob was someone we went to school with. Good guy. He listens to every episode. If you guys
God
didn't know.
love
I don't know
him.
if you guys know that. Yeah, listens to every single one.
All right, we're bringing him
um,
on. That's
I love that dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's a great
decided.
guy.
And shout out to him because he's been doing awesome work. I mean, during the pandemic it was kind of hard, but he's been crushing it before.
He
the
has been.
pandemic
Great
started,
guy.
so.
Great
Great guy.
He's a
only
mentor
met him
of
like
mine. He's
a couple of
mentor I have.
times, but dang, great guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Sick dude.
Let's bring him on.
Anyway, his comment to me, it was Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. So it was yesterday. we record on Wednesdays, if you guys didn't know.
No, don't tell him that. God.
Oh, okay. We record never on a Wednesday. That's a rule of ours.
Never.
He said, "Who wins?" And we gotta. I think there might be an obvious answer to this. We have to let it settle and actually think about it for a second. Okay.
Oh God. Here we go.
All right. Who wins? One. I love this question. One of every Pokemon or 1 billion lions? There's a billion lions. There's definitely
All right,
not
have
a
good
billion
night,
Pokemon.
Jesus.
Now, this is a debate request. This is our first one. You guys should send us these. It makes our
Please.
brainstorming ideas a little bit easier.
What's our email again?
Fuck. It's such a good thing to know for times like this.
Oh my goodness. That's okay.
I-
When I
I
wait
have
for the
it, I
25
have
minutes
it.
for Chrome to load.
Don't
I
even
have it. I
Google
have
Chrome.
it. The email is stuckinourheads@gmail.com.
Because we all
Plural
are.
heads.
And we'll put that in the description as well. Whoever does the editing, we'll put that in the description as well.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So
That's a
um,
question,
heads.
boys.
1
1 billion. It's a billion. 1 billion.
A billion?
billion with a
One
B.
billion with a B. B is in boy.
Oh, that.
1 billion lions, or one of every Pokemon.
One of every Pokemon. Okay, well let's get. First of all, there's like what 893 Pokemon.
Wait. Are we talking the OG Pokemons, or are we talking
No, all of them.
I was
Every
talking
single one of them.
Pokemon universe, my guy. It's
Oh,
still
shit,
like nothing's
okay.
more powerful than what we've seen though. So I don't like it's each Pokemon rendition is just a copy of the one before it with cooler and different designs. Or
not cooler, but different
Cooler is the wrong
designs,
word,
yeah.
but different designs and names also.
Different. God, that's hard because Pokemon's. They have Lugia, they have Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
Yeah, but for every Lugia, there's like a Rattata, which is useless. So
yeah, but all the
Throw
with
those-
the
throw those
Rattata
out.
in the evolution, they die in a second. But the Lugia can fly up high, and just destroy them.
right,
See,
and
that's a
just
good
like
point. But
yeah,
like,
it's a good
so
point.
would it make a difference then if we're in some sort of stadium where not everyone's so like packed that we can't move, but like they can't escape that stadium? They can't escape that arena.
Like, are they in a dome?
Maybe a really big one that could fit.
Yeah, with a billion lions.
I'm saying,
What the
I'm
fuck?
saying maybe let's put some conditions on this because you're right. Pokemon can fly, so I don't know what the lions do in that
And the most
situation,
powerful
but
ones can fly. Well,
Yeah,
to a certain degree.
Zapdos. What's her name?
Any of the legendary birds.
Yep.
Articuno,
what's her name?
Zapdos,
Definitely.
Moltres, Lugia, Rayquaza,
Dude, Moltres was awesome.
What?
Mewtwo,
What the fuck is
Mew,
Ahoya?
Arceus.
Ahoya, yeah.
What the hell is Ahoya?
Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? Do I really have to do this to you?
Celebi.
Do I really have to
Celebi.
share my screen and educate you on Pokemon?
Oh no!
Is this really what's happening right now? Do I really?
I'm excited.
I have to do this.
Oh, yeah. It's the Pokemon Gold. It's the Pokemon
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Gold. Oh, yes.
You're
I
lucky it
didn't
takes
realize
forever
was
for
called
Chrome to
Oho.
load.
Well, use Safari then.
No.
Yeah,
Okay,
you said fuck
okay,
Safari.
Apple
That's a different
workers.
discussion.
I'm not. Yeah, go ahead and use
that's a different
Safari.
discussion. That's a different discussion.
Okay, fine, whatever.
So the condition now is that the Pokemon can't fly.
No, the condition is that they're in a compact space where it might be possible for the lions to, like, go against the flying Pokemon a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, win as in last man standing, as in like kill, or win as in like.
So Pokemon are extinct. I don't know if there are a billion lions in the world, but like lions are pretty close to extinction.
Okay. So is it, but like by down, you like who would win? As in, is it like football where you're down by contact, or you have to be like unconscious?
Nick, just murdered. Just you're done.
Okay.
You're gone.
Okay.
I can just picture, PG like jumping on a line. Up, it's down. That's it.
Yeah, like if his hind legs hit the ground, like that's it. It's over.
No, not everything in life is as complex as fucking rules of down in football. So no, let's fucking not do that.
Let's not compare the complexities of football to this scenario where it's a billion lions versus 893 Pokemon. Let's not be ridiculous here.
That'll be ridiculous. Yeah.
Never.
I don't think it's a one-sided victory. I think that there are a lot of Pokemon who go down pretty quickly.
Nick, but who wins?
Oh yes.
Oh, Pokemon. The Pokemon do.
Okay, the Pokemon still win to you. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it was a million, I would say I'm not sure, but a billion.
If it was a million,
a-
I think that's an easy dub for Pokemon. But a million is a bunch.
That's what
a
I'm
billion is
saying.
a bunch
A
of a
billion-
millions over and over and over again.
It's 100 million. That's 1 billion.
No, it's 1,000 millions. 100 million is 100 million.
Yeah, you
Oh
can have
yeah,
100
of course.
million.
1,000. Yeah, you're right. That's stupid. 4 0. Anyway, Yes, I think the Lions would win because they'll just be overwhelmed by the numbers.
No, I doubt
That's
that.
really overwhelming.
No,
It's like,
Mewtwo
what if
doesn't
the
get
Lions-
overwhelmed.
What if the Lions made a lion wave? You know what I'm saying? And just sort of tumbled on.
Yeah, okay.
That's a cool.
Sure.
Well,
idea.
they do have hunting tactics. Like they can use those
Hunting tactics like
Oh,
guns.
yeah, they
Some
do.
lions are going down.
They
A couple
do.
million lions are going down for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
lot of life lost.
I don't think you're giving the Pokemon enough credit.
I think the Pokemon can do a hell
Wait,
of a lot.
how much is 1 billion divided by
893.
100? Yes.
A billion
that's
divided by
100,000. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 1 million. 1, 2, 3. That's 1 billion.
What is that? 1, 2, 3.
Divided
1, 2,
by
3.
893.
Yes, 893.
That's 111 million per Pokemon.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
that
But
one
Nick,
Pokemon-
dude, like half of the
No way.
Pokemon, automatic losses, automatic gone. The lions eat them.
half?
That's half.
Yeah.
That's half of the Pokemon.
2/3, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, 2/3 is like Caterpillar and fucking.
I would even
what is
say
that?
I would even say
Kakuna.
75 to 80% of all Pokemon are gone within minutes.
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly.
But those
Got a
myth,
lot of
but
trust
those
in you.
those mystical Pokemon, those mythical ones.
You think?
Oh,
you
yeah.
think each one of those? So okay,
Listen,
so let's do it.
Alakazam
Okay, so
would
80
fuck some lions up. I just
Psychic,
think
no, the
at
psychic,
some
the psychic
point the
types
one-
would be way overpowered.
I just
Plus,
I just
there are some
think-
Pokemon. There's some Pokemon that like aren't like animate objects. Like like Metagross is like a metal thing. There's
is a
some
good
Pokemon
point.
that just aren't animate to begin with. So for them to die is like, well, I mean, they're Pokemon, so they are living beings, but it's like steel types.
But
I don't think. I mean, I
Yeah,
just don't
to
think
be
lions stand a
killed by
chance.
lion.
Okay, hold on.
Also,
guys.
how does
I
HP
did
work
the
in
math.
that sense? Because like that's how Pokemon
Guys,
are generally.
No, Nick, shut up. They've had their throats
Guys.
slit. Okay, that's how
Yes.
they die.
Guys, I did the math. So 80% of 893, that's 714. That means the remainder is 179. That means that according to the best case scenario, there are about 179 Pokemon that will actually be able to fight this in any way, shape, or form. 179, Nick. So you're telling me,
And there are
that
121 psychic type Pokemon. They're carrying
You're
the weight.
telling me that 122 Pokemons. Okay, so let's do it again, right? So that's 100. That's 100,000.
I'm just saying, Pokemon can get tired in like a
Are
million
lions normal type?
times.
Yeah. Also, are lions normal type? Because
No, lions aren't a type. Lions are just like as if the people were murdering the Pokemon. The lions are murdering the Pokemon. There's no
okay, well now
type.
you get into the ethics of if Pokemon are allowed to injure human beings or like injure
They're not.
non-Pokemon.
But that's got nothing to do with
Non-human
that
beings.
because it's a fucking lion, dude.
Right. Okay, Nick, so we did 1 billion divided by 122 mystical Pokemon. You're telling me that each mystical Pokemon can take down 820 million lions and survive.
Yes.
What is wrong with
Yes.
you? No.
Also, consider this. Consider this. The god Pokemon Arceus,
Oh god.
who
Okay.
created everything, can probably destroy things just as quickly. Arceus, put him in the
This is a
back,
good point.
and he's just like Thanos snapping, wiping shit out.
This is a good point.
He doesn't have
Nick
fingers.
brought
He
up
has
very
hooves,
good
but
points here.
that's
I'm not
He
gonna
can
lie to
will
you, I
things
didn't
out
know
of
the
existence.
existence of that Pokemon, so I had no idea that Pokemon existed.
So there's basically a Pokemon that's God.
yeah. Play Diamond and Pearl Hash, and then come back to me.
Dude, let's go back and play Diamond and Pearl. Oh,
Wait,
fuck.
Arceus is just a dude, bro. Wait.
Fight what?
Oh no, hold on. No, that's never mind.
Okay.
They're coming out with a new game
No.
where it's
They are new game.
yes, open world Legend of Arceus. Buying it second the
spell
day it comes
Arceus?
out. Arceus. I thought it was Arceus for the longest time until the game was announced.
Yeah, I also thought it was Arceus.
I guess it's Arceus.
So this Pokemon, Arceus,
Arceus.
Arceus. So Arceus is all types as well.
Yes, depending on what plate you attach to him, what plate you give him to hold, he
You gave
changes
him a
types.
plate.
Yes.
So this Pokemon can destroy world.
He is the god Pokemon, creator of all things. So, I mean, yeah.
Wow.
This is-
okay.
this
I
is
didn't even know about
Christianity
the
in Pokemon.
existence Of this.
It's essentially
His name
the
is
lore,
Jesus.
the lore of the religion of Pokemon. Like, I think in Diamond and Pearl, you go to a church where they worship Arceus.
Really?
Now imagine some 10-year-old throwing open a Pokeball and there's God that comes out of that Pokeball. You've been training your whole life. Bug catching is your passion.
God.
And some 10-year-old snot-nosed asshole throws God into the game.
Oh, Jesus.
I'd reconsider
man.
everything. All of my choices up to that point. Every single one.
I'm not gonna lie. If this God Pokemon is as powerful as this is actually telling me and on Wikipedia, then you know what? I think there is a point there where that is true.
Nick, you've convinced me, dude. I was a lion. I was someone who was like, nah, I gotta be the lions, bro. But Nick brought up some very good points in this argument. It
You're
has
dealing with some
swayed my mind.
heavy weaponry with those Pokemon,
It's
man.
true.
It's
They really do.
I
Some
will
really
say
violent things.
that it looks like like I just went to Pokemon.com and I found Arceus number 493.
yes, very good.
And
What a weird number to give God.
and I know that's stupid, but all of his stats are mid. So like HP is 50%, attack 50, defense, special attack, special defense, speed. All of them is 50%. That's it.
Yeah, not a great not great for stats, but great for creating the heavens and the earth and the universe as we know it.
But is that really what he did?
Yes.
I think that is the lore. I think that
yes,
is
that is the lore.
The game.
It is told in mythology that this Pokemon was born before the universe even existed.
Yes.
True, because that's what happened, and then he created it with his hands.
Hooves.
That's what I meant.
This guy
No, he
hooves.
created with his mind, bro.
What?
Okay, I
No,
mean, if
he
this
built it with
Pokemon can,
tools.
okay, if this Pokemon can create worlds, then yeah, bro. I mean, nothing stands a chance. Then I mean, it's exactly what you're saying. Thanos snaps his fingers, and that's it. So yeah.
So take that,
Good job.
atheism.
You broke the argument. You broke the argument. Thank you, Nick. That was fun.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, I think
I will say
went.
Pokemon.com is a very interesting website that I've never been to.
Is it better than HarryPotter.com?
Is that where I took the test to see what house I'd be in?
You'd think that would be the website, huh?
Is it not? Wait, let me go.
What
to
if someone else
HarryPotter.com.
just owned the HarryPotter.com URL and was just like, no, fuck you guys?
I'll sell it to you for $1 million if you want, and they'd be like, yes, 100%,
Yes,
just
please.
take it.
Sorry, there's a
all right.
a visual that someone made about this that about because this is a great question that has been debated in the past, and let's see if I can.
Are you serious?
Yes. I'm gonna take a screenshot and send it to you guys because it is.
And it will be included.
It's
in
actually
the
hysterical
recorded
in
version
how
of this
accurate it
on
is to
YouTube.
the mental gymnastics that we went through to arrive at Pokemon. Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes, but Jake, thank you for that wonderful prompt.
Yeah,
It's a great-
I think that should be a segment in our next season.
A billion lions
debates.
or 800 Pokemon.
Just
And we just keep asking the question every week.
and
Bro,
keep arriving at
Exactly.
this picture.
That's the definition.
You know,
of
I was thinking
insanity.
about it, and
Nick,
All I can think about is The Office when they're talking about if that actress is hot or not.
that's true.
And Kevin's like, The question is if she's hot, not if I beg her. Respect the game, man. Respect the game.
Unbelievable.
Oh, Nick, this picture, I'm not sure I've ever laughed at a meme harder than this because it's just such a ridiculous thought.
Wait, hold on.
It says, lion believer mental gymnastics. One person says, 1 billion lions is a lot. Lion denier. Imagine denying lions. That's just such a funny thing to sit there and be like, no, there aren't lions. There's not a single one.
Nope, they're not real. Like birds aren't real.
This is ridiculous.
It's absolutely hysterical.
That's a very funny meme.
Yes.
All right. Well, Jake, thank you for the question.
Yeah,
We will,
that was awesome.
We will continue to open up more questions for.
And if
listeners
you
they
want to
also
have
Jake, if you
questions,
want to
Some
send us
stuff.
more questions, you should
Send
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
stuckinourheads@gmail.com. It'll be in the description. Thanks, Brendan, for putting it in the
Stuck in
description.
our heads.
If we remember to
At
put it in
gmail.com.
the description, by we I mean I.
Well, when you go back and listen to this, when you're editing, hash when you go back and edit,
Oh wait.
send Brendan a text.
Look at the time. I think we need to pull out like short straws for this from now on. Just at the end of every podcast, just do
We
like
do
this
the thing
Or
where
we
we
just have
record
the
it, but we
fans
don't go
vote.
back and edit any of it at all. It's like that was awesome. That was so much fun. Who's gonna listen to that? Oh
Right,
shit.
submit.
Or we just have the fans vote and we campaign for who and why the other should be the editor versus me.
Oh,
Well, we should
God.
be honored to edit.
And I would win.
Yeah.
Would you win?
I'd win, dude.
Brendan,
I've
Brendan's the
got
crowd
so
favorite.
much shit on all of you, and I would just be the dirtiest campaigner.
I will say that in this meme they mentioned ghost Pokemons, which I didn't think
Ah,
about. But
yes.
I think that would win me over just
Nick
like that.
sort of mentioned
'Cause-
ghosts, but
I mentioned Psychic, but Ghost Pokemon, Steel type.
no, but you
No,
mentioned
ghosts.
Pokemon that couldn't also like physically be tangible.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and which is like that's ghost Pokemon. That was what I thought about.
Sure.
Well, then that's it. That's the end of the argument because they wouldn't be able to kill them at all.
It's true because they're already dead. What a sad thought.
What a sad thought.
Boom.
Just get
Anyway.
Cubome's mom, and then like
Yeah.
that's it. It's over.
What a
it's
what
like
a
the it's like the
fucking
army of
mission
the
that is.
dead in Lord of the Rings. Yes,
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yes.
been years.
Yes.
but
you guys
yeah,
met. You guys
totally.
met with. I was met with silence, and I was like,
Oh, dude! I thought you weren't done. Of course,
No,
I
it's
know
been-
the army
it's
of
been
the
a
dead. Come
long
on,
time.
I've watched that movie
Yeah.
thousands of times. I remember when we decided that we were gonna watch the movie, Nick, and and it was the extended one. We fell asleep.
Oh my God,
It was
yes.
the first one, so of course. Yeah. Yeah. All right,
Cool. So
Yeah.
I guess
it's about that time.
that's it.
That's it.
That's all I came.
I think that's it. I think that's how we end. Pokemon
Okay.
all the way.
I mean, yeah. What else is there to talk about? with
What? Yeah,
Pokemon?
I think that's it.
No, I can't
Clarity.
think of a
That's
single-
that's psychological clarity for all of us.
Pokemon. Will
I think
be in
our
my
next
vows,
debate should be. I think our next debate should be whether if we take generations of Pokemon and pin them against each other and see who'd win.
There you go.
Oh,
I like that
have to
idea.
do some research. I will do it for
Yeah.
you two.
We'll
Me
make
too.
we'll do
I-
we'll do
I-
a tournament
I don't know
style
either.
seating bracket. We'll do
Yes.
brackets
I mean-
and we'll go like
I mean,
Gen 8,
arguably-
Gen 2 and figure it out.
Arguably, whatever one Arceus.
Arceus? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whichever one God is in.
That's probably gonna win most of them.
I would say I mean,
Whichever one God is a part of.
yeah,
that's
I
my
feel
team.
like it's like a 5-on-5 basketball tournament. It's like, okay, so there's like a bunch of college kids and one team has Michael Jordan. So probably those guys
Exactly.
if I had to bet.
But maybe if they had 1 billion lions.
But
that'd
if-
be a different story.
It's 5-on-5 and one team is 1 billion lions. Who would win? That's a big basketball court and a lot of substitutions.
That's a lot of running. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I would be less concerned with making a basket than running for my life.
Yeah. Or just running faster than the other guy.
Exactly. You don't have to be the
Okay,
fastest
guys.
one. You just can't be the slowest.
That's not true because with 1 billion lions, one of them will still be hungry.
Yeah, but
You know,
but
when the
also,
last one of them-
one of them will have lived the longest, and they could brag about that later.
No, they
Lions
couldn't.
are
They'd be
notorious for
dead
bragging
because
to
the
each other,
lion
yeah.
would kill them.
Hey, listen, man, I'm all about the spirits. Okay, they can come back as Q-Bone's mom and have a little therapy session.
There you go. There you go. I think that just about wraps
All
it
right,
up.
guys, Well,
Yeah, I guess
yeah, we're
this
we're
awkward
stuck in our
silence
heads,
means
guys.
we're done. I guess.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, I'm Nick, and I walked 5 miles today.
Hell yeah. Were you hiking?
5 miles.
Wait, we're not supposed to respond. I'm sorry.
Shut up, Brendan. I'm Jonathan, and I biked, like actual physical biked outside, and my ass is so hurting from that seat. I hate that seat so much. It's terrible.
I'm Brendan. And today I wanted to get a pedicure, but I couldn't.
Yes. Okay, whatever.
All right, we're stuck in our
We're
heads.
stuck in our heads, guys.
I'm stuck in my head about that now. Thanks.
Yes, exactly. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.